And welcome back, players and fans of minor league esports. This is the final stream. This is the final match of the night. Happy Saturday, everybody. And tonight we have a PL matchup. We just had the ML matchup between the Shadow and the Sharks, but we knock it up a couple notches once again to Premier League between the Flames and the Rhinos. I am your host, Pandy. With me in the booth tonight is Nigel Thornbrake. Welcome, Nigel.
Thanks, and thanks for having me here. Even on short notice, it's always a blast to be here in the casting booth with you. So definitely looking forward to getting to see some PL gameplay. I mean, this is the top of the top, right? This is the creme de la creme. So always a pleasure to be up here and especially see what these guys are capable of pulling off.
Of course, and apologies for the technical difficulties again. We had some things we had to mix around, but we are here and ready to go for this matchup, final one of the night, like we said. And Rhinos and Flames. Rhinos starting off last week with a 5-0 victory against the Dodgers. The Flames unfortunately dropped their match against the Pandas 2-3, but looking to kind of get their season kick-started back in the right direction. And once again, these two teams are very skilled. Both sides are going to see a lot of pressure throughout this entire series, and it's just going to be a fantastic one to watch.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And so, Penny, you'll have to help me out here. I'm not, I don't know many folks in PL, so aside from knowing that the Rhinos have a good record and the Flames didn't quite win their series, what should we be looking out for in this series?
We're going to see a lot of aggression coming out from I Want a Gold Tourney. His name is Velias, that MLE name. We're going to call him Velias in the booth tonight, but I Want a Gold Tourney, for those watching, is Velias for the Rhinos. But Velias and Xe play with a lot of speed. Solus and Teku are a bit slower, but they're going to be pretty dang consistent. So the Flames looking to shut down the speed that the Rhinos are going to be presenting tonight. But one very important statistic, Nigel, is that the Rhinos and Flames played their threes match last night, and the Flames beat the Rhinos 5-0.
Wow. So it sounds like the Rhinos are going to be out for a little revenge then tonight.
Yeah, the Flames looking to continue burning up the competition. And I'm sorry, I just had to make that joke. But the Flames once again looking to stamp and crash their way into this one, week 2, looking to turn it around after a fateful night last night. And we will get started here in just a moment. Flames Rhinos Premier League, top of the food chain in minor league esports. Welcome everybody to the stream. Game 1 now begins.
And finally, we're underway here. Xe taking the kickoff for the Rhinos, and immediately you said Velias here. I'm going to have to get through that a couple iterations before even I remember. I want to call him a gold tourney here. Keeping possession there, but then Sulis able to take it away. Not able to make anything happen though. Teko though with an early shot, quick shot on an open net, and the Flames go up pretty quickly 1-0.
Flames strike first off of a midst touch there in the corner from Velias. I think he thought he had a bit more space than he actually did. Teku was on it quick. Flames take the lead.
Yeah, I bet up here there's very little room for mistakes, right? And even the smallest of mistakes, like turning around a little bit too slow in your corner, it can be punished really quickly.
Ooh.
Wow. And Velias wastes absolutely no time getting that one back, drilling a 50 right into the Flames net. And we're back to even here on the game.
Yeah, it's a great response there from the Rhinos. Velias looking to get their team going as quickly as possible, especially after last night. The series didn't go their way, but it's starting to turn the dial up as far as the heat goes. The Flames definitely not wanting to give up that kickoff, but here's another chance. Xe misses the double. Velias, the response off the backboard, but it's no good off the bottom post.
Such a heartbreaker. You hate to miss shots like that, especially even though the net was somewhat defended by the Flames there. There was definitely enough space to fit the ball in there. Just couldn't get it quite past the crossbar, excuse me.
The Flames looking to add as much pressure to that Rhinos backboard as they can, but pressure control is already something that the Rhinos are showing success in so far. Solus, many call him shoelace in the PL community, especially when he's around in scrims, which he is basically every day. And Solus looking to start out pressure. Miscommunication in the corner. Teku to capitalize. Flames take a lead.
Now, that's twice now that we've seen relatively minor mistake from the Rhinos in the corner, and Teku absolutely there to pounce on it just as quickly as even we can read it and call it here in the booth.
Yeah, it seems like you kind of said just a minute ago, is that 2v2, you can't make many mistakes. There's not any room whatsoever to make mistakes. And just off the kickoff, once again, Solus continuing to punish that backboard. Flames up 3 goals. Or up 2 goals. 3-goal lead. Or 3-goal score. Excuse me. Jeez.
3-1. It's like in caster math here. Like there's 3 minus 1. Right.
So sound like Flumsky right now.
So yeah, Flames up 2 here. And honestly, I was going to say, wow, speaking of not making mistakes, but really, I couldn't see any real mistake at fault there. It was just really the 50 sort of came out just slightly on the flame side. They're cheap. Wow, close shot there. Almost on for the Rhinos to get back within one, not quite.
Yeah, the Rhinos, like we said, they're going to be showing a lot of mechanics in this series. And it seems like the Flames are starting to get the best of them, though. The consistency overtaking mechanics that's not something you see a lot of, especially in 2v2. You see the faster, more mechanical players taking the games, taking the series more often than not. The Flames definitely showing their skill so far in this one. Teku kind of looking to collect this one on the sidewall. Velias there to shut it down. Solus, good positioning to scoop that one up. Favorable bounce off the backboard. No boost is not going to give him much of a chance there. And Exy with the clear for the Rhinos.
It was kind of a shame. You could see that the Flames really had an excellent opportunity there, and just that, you know, another 5 boosts and it's a goal, right? We tell ourselves that all the time. At least I do. I don't know about you.
I definitely do, especially whenever I'm going up for plays in the air. These guys know, without a doubt, are doing just that as well. But Spald is kind of loose here in the midfield. Velias able to scoop it up. Exy with the back rotation there, giving his teammate as much space as possible. Solus kind of struggling to gain their footing there. Velias wreaking havoc in the Flames half so far. Exy looking for one off the backboard, but Solus a great coverage once again. The Flames looking to continue their pressure in the offensive end. Velias awkward on the post. Teku, the shadow defense, able to keep that ball out.
That was really well done there. Very close again for the Flames. It's kind of a theme here. We're seeing, I don't know if it's missed touches on the backboard. I don't know if you can call them missed touches at this level. You know, really more Velias making the decision not to catch the ball there on the backboard, letting it bounce off, and the Flames getting another offensive chance off of it. This time they weren't able to capitalize, though, so they got away with one.
Yeah, you see the Flames really just pinning the Rhinos back as far as they can. And the Rhinos at this point are really going to need to take as many chances as they can when the ball is not against their backboard. Here's one, Exy off the backboard, but out of gas. It's going to force him back to the backboard. I want a goal tourney. Velias is going to pop it over one. Solus couldn't reach it in net, and the Rhinos back within one.
Honestly, a little bit surprising here. You see, okay, Velias has a good opportunity over one, and you think, oh, Solus has this. But I think he just gets tripped up there on the crossbar. Can't quite get the jump out and get in front of the ball.
Yeah, and that's very noteworthy mechanics there from Velias, recognizing that Teku didn't have as much boost as they needed to make the touch and decided to go just over their head. And Solus kind of awkward positioning there on the post. Great recognition there once again by Velias, able to get this thing back within one. But the Flames back to work, shaking that one off. Exy having to shadow defend that one into his own corner. Kind of a far touch, but is able to scoop it up. The double commit from the Flames might open up a chance here. Backboard wide open. Exy looking to punish, but Solus once again getting there just in time. Now mounting a counterattack for the Flames. Solus 1v1 chance against Velias. Flick past one, but Velias once again is going to pin it to the post. And the Rhinos once again defense coming in clutch.
Yeah, definitely coming in clutch there. I mean, the Flames and Solus really just showing excellent speed there out of his own corner to get back and block that double tap chance on his own backboard, turning it into a counterattack. And that's honestly for me the biggest thing that I'm noticing. I mean, keep in mind I'm just a lowly champ player. But seeing how quickly these guys are able to transition down the field and take the counterattack right back down is super impressive. And the Flames are really, in my mind, showing off kind of almost a masterclass in how to counterattack in this game.
Yeah, it seems like they're showing out to be the more consistent team. That's kind of the thing that we predicted a little bit. But it seems like they're making less mistakes, and that's reflected by the scoreline as well. 17 seconds. The Rhinos are going to need something. There's a pinch that's going to help them out. Teku last back for the Flames, but the pop is just going to give them the best chance possible to let this time run out. Nigel, it seems like Flames will be taking game one.
I think it sure looks that way, but you never know. Could be a chance here. Exy takes it to the wall, goes to the air. It looks like he went out the ceiling too, but not quite able to keep it up. And you're right. Flames take game one.
I love being right, but the Flames take game one, able to hang on there. The Rhinos, it really seemed like they were starting to get some pressure going on the Flames side, but once again, Teku and Solus, fantastic job, able to hang on there. 10 shots, a lot of pressure as we expected from the Flames, but only 6 from the Rhinos. As I mentioned, these players, Velias and Exy, are very, very fast, and they have a lot of mechanical skill. So we didn't see much of that this first game, but it's kind of working out, kind of seeing what works. This is only week 2. These guys still working out how the rotations are trying to get working here, and it's only game 1.
Yeah, and we did see it develop as the game went on. We definitely saw, a couple of mistakes early on. The Flames immediately pouncing on those chances, and so it seemed like the Flames really were ready and came out of the gate strong. But as the game went on, the Rhinos definitely started to build back their own pressure, started to get some of the momentum. Wasn't able to put it all the way together for a full comeback in game one, but I think that bodes well for their chances for the rest of the series here. They can come back, get started strong in game two, and really start to develop some of that speed and that really mechanical attack you've been talking about, we've been expecting to see here. And hopefully they'll be able to crack this one open.
Yeah, and the Flames, I think it's just going to come down to staying consistent here. The Rhinos are looking to find any possibility and every chance they can get to shut down the Flames. And you see the Flames that first game, the first, I'd say 2.5, 3 minutes were pretty sloppy between both teams. So we saw both of them trying to take their mold and take shape as much as they can. The Flames just did that quicker. Once again, coming out on top 3-2 there in that first game. Rhinos looking to bounce back. And the Flames, once again, looking to continue pressure that has been presented on the Rhinos half. And once again, off the kickoff, you got Solis looking for an air dribble, but the bump by Exy is going to shut that chance down. The Rhinos looking to turn this thing around.
Yeah, and immediately we're seeing the Rhinos fighting for a lot more pressure, trying to control the midfield a good bit more this game than they did there, at least at the beginning of game one. And so far, working out for them. We haven't seen anybody really able to put a strong chance on the net or really even develop a series of possessions. So still anybody's game. And only 30 seconds gone so far, though. Now we see Teku actually starting to mount an attack there. Immediately pushed away with a 50. Solis up, looking for the backboard. Doesn't quite happen.
Actually headed back the other way. Velias favorable 50 now. Solis is going to have to race back and get some boost here. As we saw, he was pretty low. Velias 1v1 in the corner. Solis can't quite get the touch he wanted there, but Teku, once again, that second man rotation for the Flames is really, really strong. The Rhinos really struggling to cope with it as of now. Solis, sidewall, back on offense for the Flames, looking for one far post, as Exy is just able to get it done. Now Teku off the sidewall looking for his teammate Solis, but Solis was playing a bit deep. Now Velias sidewall looking to scoop up a possession, maybe trying to connect with that was Exy there midfield. But once again, the pressure on the defensive end for the Flames is really shutting down any chance that the Rhinos are trying to create here.
Yeah, they're really not allowing the Rhinos any sort of time on their defensive half of the field. Or excuse me, on the Flames' defensive half of the field. The Rhinos really not able to develop any offensive pressure. They're doing their best to try to have some sort of presence in the midfield. But the Flames really are just like a brick wall at the moment, especially Teku on that second man roll. But as we're talking about, there we go. The Rhinos finally crack it open. Looked like, was that a double commit from the Flames on the double tap threat? So actually, even though he wasn't able to drill it, he did open up the defense, wide open net, and Velias able to drill it home.
That's a great job by Velias, staying patient there, letting his teammate do all the work to start off that play. And Exy, man, you almost had a case of balls, Karana, so that would have been an air dribble over both. But Velias and Exy, definitely the start that they wanted for this game. It took 2 minutes for a goal to be had here, Nigel, and that's kind of a difference. Something different that we don't see very often in 2v2 is we see most of the time in twos we see a lot of goals being scored, but so far in this game it's been a lot of loose possessions and not much goals.
Absolutely. And I mean, honestly, that's kind of the theme with 2v2 overall as a mode. It's far often more about who has the better attack than who has the better defense, just because there's so much space to cover on the field and there's only two of you. Wow, what a touch from Solis, beating both of them, but not quite able to get there. Exy getting back in time.
The Rhinos just looking to hold a possession for longer than 10 seconds. It seems like the Flames are doing just the better job of disrupting the Rhinos as much as they can. Now that sidewall bounce is going to be favorable for Exy, netted back into the orange half. Now Solis tries to dump this one out, but it falls in the hands of Velias. Air dribble on the backboard, looking for a tight angle double. Maybe for Exy midfield, the bump not going to go, but Solis is going to scoop this one up, headed back the other direction. 1v1, 2v1 for the Flames, but Velias comes up huge on defense once again. Pinch out. Solis is going to miss this one on the goal line. Can he get back just in time? And man, that was almost a huge mistake for the Flames.
That was a big one. And so we keep talking about how great of a job the Flames are doing with keeping possession, and wow, just as I was about to say, 3.5 minutes gone, we still haven't seen them score, so all that possession is amounting to nothing, and they go and prove me wrong before I've even said it, and now the Flames have equalized 1-1.
Yeah, you saw Exy kind of getting bloodthirsty there, kind of trying to get a demo on Solus before he took the shot, but I think there was still plenty enough room to make a save there. Could have blasted that ball to the corner because his teammate was there, kind of awkward, but the defense just kind of dissolved there for the Rhinos for just a second. But it seems like they're trying to get that back reinstated here. The demo from Velias is going to smoke screen Solus, but that's not going to be enough to stop him. The Flames headed back the other way. Velias is going to have to get back. The short shot, not enough to stop Velias.
So close. So many interesting push and shove and push pull, balancing acts going on in this game. We see the Rhinos try to get really aggressive. We see the Flames try to play with a solid second man, and wow. Speaking of being really aggressive here, what an excellent play. This is just totally heads up Rocket League from Solus and Teku. Teku having the wherewithal to be around for the play and then just to make that shot as caught Velias going out to what looked like a corner there for boost. Really an excellent job, and the Flames are now back up 2-1.
Yeah, great job by Solus, kind of teeing that ball up to his teammate Teku to just kind of get it over. We saw Exy die for that save there, but that tee up from Solus just gave Teku the chance to get it over the last two. Now Solus air dribble attempt shut down by Velias once again. Velias is just out there throwing his body at every single ball possible, just trying to keep his life on the line for this game. Now 2v1, now back for the Flames. Velias once again back as last man back. And the Rhinos are going to need a goal here to get themselves back in it, but the Flames just looking to hang on. 30 seconds to go. Still a 1-goal lead for the Flames.
Wow, what a 50 though. Almost goes completely into the net in the Rhinos' favor. Not quite. Bouncing off of the post. Solus taking it up to the wall though. Trying to mount a counterattack, but decides to take it slow. Gets 15 in the midfield.
Teku plays that one to the corner. Velias pinned back in his own corner. The Rhinos just still can't get this ball out of their half time, burning it down, but that pinch is going to be favorable. Exy flip midfield, but Teku is there to shut it down once again to the corner. Exy turns around out of gas. Unfortunately, Teku makes the dunk, and Flames are going to take game two.
And that was really an excellent showing from the Flames of how to not let the pressure get to you. The Rhinos definitely came out swinging out of the gate there in game two. The Flames took it in stride, managed to go through 3.5 minutes of the game being down a goal and just kept their composure and managed to play, in my opinion, what's looking like more of a team, more of a cohesive unit right now than the Rhinos. Both players showing off some excellent and flashy mechanics throughout the case of the game there, but it looks more like we're seeing 2 1v1s from the Rhinos' perspective, whereas the Flames, I feel like, are playing more as a more cohesive unit.
And that's exactly the point there. Is the Flames, you see them both on the play at the same time. The Rhinos are just kind of in an I formation lineup there. And you see Velias going for the ball, Exy's trailing behind, and it seems like there's not enough of a connection there between the two players to get the Flames disrupted enough to find an opening. There's still not much offense from either team, only 5 shots from the Flames, 4 shots for the Rhinos, and that's not something we see a lot in twos. It seems like the midfield is really what's to fight over here, and the Flames win that short battle there once again. This series is very close despite the 2-0 series lead for the Flames, but I mean it's going to be in it for the long run here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would expect that as we continue to go on here, we'll see at least one overtime game, and probably the Rhinos take a couple off the Flames here, but they have to take one now or risk or lose the series. And so this is sort of do or die here for the Rhinos as we're just getting ready to kick off game 3.
Yeah, it's the Flames currently up 7-0 in their series this week against the Rhinos. Sorry, I had to say it again, Rhinos. That is a very not great statistic there for the Rhinos, but they're looking to break the curse now. Velias, the kickoff, that one just can't find it underneath the crossbar, and the crossbar once again haunting Velias. It's the 3rd time it's happened.
That's just brutal. You hate to see that. You hate, especially as the player, you hate to have those sorts of things happen to you. You feel like you just can't catch a break, but I mean, that's how Rocket League is. Some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail.
Excellent, looking for the sidewall. Rhinos just trying to get their footing here. Seems like Solus is having to race back and make a save there. Velias sidewall. Teku near post. That was a dangerous positioning, but lucky that Exy was not there on the receiving end of that pass, as that was a really good chance for the Rhinos.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like, again, we're seeing the Rhinos come out of the gate swinging. They're putting a lot of pressure on. They're trying to play fast. They're trying to play their game. The Flames are playing composed. They're playing a lot of defense, but they're comfortable there. They're not worried about being stuck on their defensive midfield for too long, or even in their back third, which is really impressive, honestly, the level of composure that the Flames are showing.
And And that's especially against a team as strong as the Rhinos, as they're favored to win it all this season. They made it to both grand finals last season, and everyone's expecting them to be the #1 team here. And that's one thing that the Flames are doing a fantastic job of, is facing a very strong team, especially as mechanical and as intense as Velias and Xe are. And it seems like they're just staying composed as well as they can. You see Solus, you see Teku getting as many pads as they can in front of their goal, not prioritizing the corner boost, and keeping their tank as full as they can, especially when the ball is in their half.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that I noticed is, aside from right there as we watch Teku kind of flounder in the corner there for a minute, wow, wide open net. I'm not sure how the defense broke down there for the Rhinos, but it definitely did. And the Flames don't waste any time capitalizing.
Yeah, I think Xe just kind of had a lack of a back rotation there. Velias was kind of left to himself, and it's a great job by Solus and Teku, coming big with the 50s, opening up that chance, and goal wide open for the Flames.
Absolutely. But yeah, back to what we were saying there, aside from watching Teku kind of floundering in the corner there for a minute, wow, what a shot. I don't think I'm going to get to finish that sentence. We're just going to talk about how amazing of a play this is from Velias. Just an excellent read. Absolutely hits the stripes off the ball. And Teku has no chance of getting back to that. 73 miles an hour.
Yeah, and that's some coordination from the Rhinos once again. Velias and Xe have played together for a while. That's one piece of information that I do know, is they have been playing together for a while. Their kickoffs seem to be very coordinated. That's the third kickoff goal that they have gotten directly off the side wall. Great job by Velias to capitalize on that once again, and that's something to look forward to. You see the Flames kind of put one in the net, and it's like, hey, that kind of sucks, but hey, let's just look forward to this kickoff, see if we can get one back, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and we keep talking about composure in the series, and wow, Xe showing a little bit of composure there. Not quite enough boost though, and Velias unfortunately just not able to put it in the back of the net there.
We need like a crossbar counter there. Just put it above the scoreboard. That's 4 for Velias.
And broadcast, somebody get a little, put us a little graphic there. I don't think we have quite that capability in terms of graphics on the stream at this point in time. What? Velias almost getting away with a cheeky little shot there. It wasn't powerful. It wasn't like extremely well played, but somehow the Flames just really were like running out of gas there. I don't know if they just had played well enough with enough pressure to eventually run them out of boost here. And that's kind of what it looks like. But somehow the rotation breaks down, and the Rhinos go up now 2-1 with 2 minutes left to play in Game 3.
I think that was more of a matter of Velias and Xe really controlling the boost as much as they can. They were just completely choking out the Flames. I saw Velias taking multiple corner pads, Xe taking multiple small pads in front of the goal, and just kind of starving Solus and Teku as much as they could. And that's one thing that the Rhinos really need to look forward to. That's the one thing you can really do against teams as consistent as the Flames is just don't allow them to get boost ever. And that's a great example of that.
Of course, that's easier said than done, but the Rhinos showing that it is possible there on that last exchange. Although here, since the kickoff, they haven't been able to really mount the same sort of level of pressure offensively. And the Flames now, with their own attacks, Sulis taking an air dribble to the crossbar, Teku there to collect it, but Velias gets it out in time.
And it seems like the Rhinos are still kind of struggling with some stacking there in their rotations. We saw both Velias and Xe trying to challenge that ball that was in the corner, and it was almost pinched in their own goal. But here's a chance. Solus left side wall. Velias stretches out to make a save. Another chance. Teku off the crossbar, and that was a game-tying chance from the Flames. And the Rhinos just able to keep it out of their net just barely.
Just absolutely margins of millimeters here, or Milla Unreal units, whatever it is that the actual measurements are in Rocket League there, but man, really close. If we had a crossbar counter now, and if it was match wide, it would have gone up there again. I think we're going to call it 6 so far.
Ooh, Velias chance, double tap off the bump, as that would have been a play of the week chance once again. The Rhinos are just so close to making these beautiful plays, but the Flames just are keeping it out of their net. I believe that was the backboard that kind of took that one away from Velias, but here's another chance. Velias looking for that top corner, is almost going to find it, but the post again with the denial. The Flames, can we get a roster check on these guys? I don't think they signed the post.
Just so heartbreaking to see so many great shots just missing by the tiniest of margins there. But again, the Flames with a chance. They're bringing the pressure, and it's definitely been interesting to see in this latest set of possessions since the kickoff how much more aggressive the Flames have had to play, and how they've really sort of had to change their play style from the being calm and collected and let's just collect the win to now we really have to go play and try to attack. And see, almost sealing away. It doesn't really matter though. The Rhinos take game 3, 3-1.
that was more of a momentum goal that was there for the Rhinos, but congratulations to them just finally getting one under their belt, and Velias coming in huge with the defensive plays, and seems like we will have a server reset here. But despite that, the Flames just looking to continue pressure. We saw 10 shots coming out from both teams. That's double what we saw from each team from last game. So Nigel, a lot more pressure in this one. We saw some closer chances than we've seen in the last couple of games, but both teams once again just staying calm and as collected as they can in front of their net.
And what was really interesting for me to see was the fact, like we talked about it during the game, the Rhinos played a lot of boost control. They played a lot more pressure and really just like that, sweltering, clamping down on the Flames in their defensive third. And that really is what lines up to 10 shots over the course of the game there for the Rhinos that we haven't seen previously. So for the Rhinos' sake, we'd hope that they're able to continue to put on that same level of performance. Of course, the Flames are going to be looking probably to control their own boost a little bit better in this next one here so they can put the series away.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we saw is we saw the 2 goals coming from the Rhinos were really off of them controlling boosts. We saw Solus and Teku both on low boosts in the front of their net, and it's just the Rhinos continued that pressure, pounding as many shots as they could, knocking on the door as much as they could, and they finally leaked a couple through. But the Flames once again are showing as many opportunities as they can, trying to capitalize as much as they can, but the Rhinos just able to keep it out that time. And it seems like the Rhinos are starting to gain their footing, but we saw still some sloppy plays between Velias and Exi. Definitely not what you want to see, especially with this being Premier League. But both these teams, once again, it's still pretty early. Still got 2 more games to go, but the Flames still at the advantage 2-1.
Yeah, definitely. And so we'll see the Rhinos, whether they can continue the charge and try to bring this series back from the brink of defeat, or if the Flames will finally be able to put this one away in Game 4.
And this is a big one for the Flames. Big time momentum shifter if the Rhinos can take it here, get this thing back even. But the Flames, you only lose this game by 1 goal. The Rhinos lost the first 2 by 2 goals total between both the games, and it's a great job by them once again coming back, bringing it back, getting the win. And the Flames just kind of need to close this one out if they're wanting to get the best chance possible, because the one thing that a lot of players don't know is that in PL, Game 5 is just kind of a thing that's it's a toss-up. If you have the first 3 games in a series, Game 5 is one that it matters a lot, especially as we don't have teams playing now. But a little difficulty there, so we might have to have a server reset once again. Thanks, guys. But yeah, back to kind of what I was saying. Is that Game 5 is a big one. We play all 5 here at MLE, those who are new, and this is a big one for the Flames once again, trying to take the series now, and the Rhinos just kind of looking to bounce back.
Right, and it's important to mention there that here in MLE, like, every game matters, because again, the way that standings work throughout the season is that teams are ranked based upon their game standings and not just their series standings. Series are used as a tiebreaker, but game standing is what is the primary metric by which we rank who's first seed, second, third seed. So every game matters. Even if the Flames manage to take Game 4 and win the series here, the Rhinos will still be trying to claw their way into a win in Game 5, because a 2-3 is still a much better result than a 1-4 or an 0-5.
Yeah, without a doubt, and especially with the fact that a lot of times playoffs are decided by just a handful of games, in most cases 1 or 2. So right. Game 5, like I said, is one thing that matters more than most. A lot of people think like, hey, if this is a 3-1, we kind of lost the series, it doesn't matter if it's a 4-1. But hey, if you're getting to week 10 and you're down, if you're 1 game back from playoffs, you're like, hey, I really wish we would have tried in that Game 5. So Rhinos, once again, looking to bring this thing back. This series is a lot closer than we all would have thought, I think. But but all 3 games decided by 1 goal. Teams definitely looking to close it out here.
Yeah, it's honestly been somewhat amazing to see, like, just how close these games have been. Because, I mean, yeah, we can look back at the scoreline and say, well, it's been 1 goal each time. 1 goal for the Flames, 1 goal for the Flames, 1 goal for the Rhinos. But it's been even closer than that, right? Like we were talking about in the last game, we're up to like 6 or 7 on the crossbar counter. Yeah. Right? We're talking, less than a car length terms of closeness, where if one shot goes on, it's a completely different series. It's a completely different storyline. So far, it's been really exciting to watch. This is definitely like we mentioned before, this is sort of the creme de la creme of MLE, the top tier, and it's super exciting to see just how well these folks are executing on their plans and trying to pull off a series win.
Yeah, and speaking of executing, I'd like to point out that the Flames have done a fantastic job of that throughout this entire series. We saw a little bit less of it in Game 3, especially only netting 1 goal out of their 10 shots. But the Rhinos, again, looking to execute as much as possible. This is one thing that matters the most now. It's 2-1, still got 2 games to go. And it's just a matter of execution. That's what 2v2 is. You can't make mistakes. You got to punish mistakes. That's a big one. And Rhinos and Flames just looking to make each other awkward. This is 2s, like I said. So I have a feeling we're going to see the heat dial turned up quite a bit from both teams. That was not a pun on the Flames. Don't flame me. Oh, God. Oh. Why did I do that to myself?
Oh man, it's just the pun show.
It's too easy.
All right, it looks like we have almost everybody back in the lobby.
Finally,
there we go. Looks like we finally have all of our players back in the lobby. We have all of them on the field. Countdown timer is going. Here we are. We're kicking it off. Game 4.
Yeah, now that these teams are back from the locker rooms with their souvenirs, I think we're finally back in Game 4. Solus off the kickoff, looking for.
I just got told they're screaming at us in the Discord. This is not Game 4. This is a test lobby.
It's a test lobby. Oh my goodness.
That was on me there.
For a little bit longer.
Got too excited. I jumped the gun. This is not actually Game 4.
Well, we can still catch it.
Yeah, let's try.
We were excited. Teku, scoop and score.
There it is. There it is.
The Rhinos took the test lobby.
They're really just excellent awareness. They're watching the chat, seeing the instruction from the match official to score, wasting absolutely 0 time, taking it to his own net even. That's dedication to the cause.
Welcome to the new edition of Minor League Esports with Minor League Esports Radio. You get no broadcast, just commentary.
I think of it more as like a fireside chat with Nigel and Pandy.
Yeah, was that a Flames pun?
Yes, that was actually a Flames pun.
Of course it was.
we could change the name of the stream from Minor League Esports to Minor League Puns, because let's be honest, these aren't really great.
It's way too easy though. Rhinos and Flames. Really The Flames are just too easy to make puns about. We just get flamed way too much when we make these puns, and we'll stop now. But Game 4 coming up soon. Sorry about the technical difficulties, as we will get right back into it as soon as possible. The Rhinos down 2-1 in the series to the Flames. Game 4 once again beginning. For those who are just coming in, have kind of been waiting for the last 10 minutes for the game to begin. But once again, Flames up 2-1 in the series.
Right, and so now we have everybody back in the lobby. The test lobby has been completed yet again. We have all the players on the field. Now we're looking at Game 4. The countdown timer is going, and here we go.
Finally on the kickoff, Solus and Exy looking to get Game 4 started here on Utopia Gilded Coliseum. Rhinos looking to bring this thing back. Flames looking to shut them out and take the series, despite the fact that the Rhinos took Game 3. But Velias scooping up some boost. Pinches back to Exy, looking to scoop this one up. Trying to make a connection now, but Teku, strong presence in front of the net. Velias a little bit awkward, but makes a favorable touch now. Exy pop over one. Solus is going to have to get back, but not enough boost. It's going to force him to turn around. Scoops him up. Velias slotted touch, but just wide of the net once again. These shots are going to need to be put on net if the Rhinos are going to want a great chance at taking this, because Flames are not going to give them that many chances.
Absolutely. And what I'd like to see so far in this game is that Velias wasted absolutely no time in removing one of the Flames players from the map. Immediately, as soon as he had possession, I think it was Zulus, was just popped and gone. I want to see more of that for the Rhinos. I feel like their best bet at controlling the boost, controlling the pressure as the Flames return fire. There's another Flames pun. And Teku with a flip reset over the top. Ooh. No chance. Exy just can't get in front of it, and the Flames go up 1-0.
Exclamation POTW for player of the week, Teku. That's a beautiful flip reset cross field, not even challenged until the net. Exy gave him way too much room to work with, and Flames are going to start this one out with a bang.
Well, see, I was just talking about how demos were really going to be a factor in the Rhinos' ability to keep pressure on the Flames, and as that happened, the Flames demoed not one but both of the Rhinos players, and that's why Teku was able to have all of that space to just cross map, air dribble, flip reset, and then here, honestly, I was talking so much about the other play, I didn't have time to see what was going on here, but it's a breakdown in defense from the Rhinos. Looks like Velias was just pushed too far up, got caught out of place. Teku wastes no time drilling it again.
I'd like to give credit to Solus there. That's a beautiful 50 on the sidewall. Forces every single possibility of a 50 from Xe straight towards the midfield, and Velias just couldn't get back in time. It seems like the Flames are really starting to put the pressure on the Rhinos now, and it's just going to be up to Xe and Velias to see how well they can control the midfield, control the boost, and get physical.
An excellent touch there from Xe to kind of try to open up the defense there. It really was a 2v1, both the Rhinos players going up against Sulis, but Sulis able to take that touch into the corner and make it really a non-factor.
A touch from Teku, control touch midfield, falls into the hands of Velias. He'll play it up to the side wall, just kind of loses possession. So that's one thing that's pretty dangerous, is kind of open clears, open touches, makes it too easy for Solus and Teku to scoop it up and punish them, which they are doing so far in this game very well. But Velias, control touch backboard, Xe there to chase it down in the corner. Teku giving a bit of space, but the 50 from Xe is going to give Velias a chance. But Solus with perfect positioning there once again. Spacing from the Flames is one thing that we have seen that has been super prominent. You see Solus trying to get physical there in the net, disrupts Xe, and now Velias once again the counterattack mounting for the Rhinos. Here's a 50 controlled touch to Solus to the wall, and it seems like the Flames really are just putting it to the Rhinos, not even giving them any sort of chance.
Absolutely, and it's, you know, you mentioned the spacing for the Flames earlier, and that's something that it looks like the Rhinos are just really struggling to get right. They seem to either be far too close to each other and getting beat over the top, or the second man playing far too soft, and then whenever there is an opportunity created by the first man, second man's just nowhere there to get it. As I say that, though, they say, look, Castor, we're going to prove you wrong. Velias getting a great touch there. Xe getting a great 50 against Sulis, going low on him. Sulis had pre-jumped him. Xe said, no, I'm going to take this to the floor. Velias there to put it away. And the Rhinos are back within one.
And that's just another great example of how the Rhinos just like to follow each other up. Look to make as many team plays as possible. Velias, I think that was an intended fake, we'll call it that.
That's his spamming, faking that.
But that's a good response there from the Rhinos. Not the way that Solus and Teku wanted that one to go, but the Rhinos will take it, and then they're back tied.
Even now here in Game 4. So the Flames really have to figure out, you know, if they really want to put this series away and get the dub, they kind of got to put their attacking shoes on here, get some pressure on, not let the Rhinos build any more momentum. As I say that, Sulis says, okay, I got you.
Speak it into existence, Nigel. Teku, look at how fast Teku is playing on that play, looking to make the Rhinos as awkward as possible. You see the Rhinos, once again, as you've been saying this entire time, they've been really struggling with spacing, and that's exactly what we saw there. Velias and Xe couldn't really get away from each other as Teku was chasing them down, and fortunately for Teku, the ball was right in front of him, and Solus there to scoop it up.
Yeah. And it almost looked like there was just a miscommunication there from the Rhinos where, you know, Velias or Xe was expecting the other to go in a shadow there, and then what a save. But the fact that I'm just kind of surprised there that touch even got anywhere close to the net, but it did, and yet somehow it's not in the net. I don't know, that honestly might be my favorite play of this series here. Xe saved there, pinching it into the post to get it out of the net is super impressive, and in my mind, for this level of player, probably more impressive / more rare than a flip reset air dribble over the course of the field. I feel like those guys do that all the time.
Yeah, and that's one thing we kind of pointed out at the beginning of the series is PL players with especially in matches like these, like to show off their mechanics as much as they can. They kind of tend to overlook the physical plays, the technical plays that a lot of lower league players like to do, such as playing a lot of ground play chances, demo plays, and that's one thing that's going to really come in clutch is those plays that are kind of overlooked by the defense, and that's exactly what it was. But unfortunately, the Flames just couldn't net it there. The Rhinos safe for now, kind of, after some pressure that's put on. Xe looking to get physical. Solus is going to be left alone in the net, but the slot from Velias taking advantage of the crossbar. It's not going to get the best of him this time. The Rhinos even it up.
Honestly, I think this is all Xe, because Sulis is expecting Teku to at least get a 50 there in the corner. Xe just drives right through him. Velias wastes no time putting the shot on. Sulis doesn't have time to react, and it was very well placed. So pretty to see.
Yeah, the Rhinos definitely back into this one in Game 4. The series not over nearly just yet. So it's still, once again, 2-1 in favor of the Flames. Velias is going to have a solo chance. Teku, flat-footed, and Ned is going to give Velias a chance at the attack. But Velias, once again, denied by the post. Solus looking for one, but zero boost. It's going to force him off the ball. Teku looking to scoop it up for his teammate. Gets a bit of a loose touch, but off the backboard. It's going to give it back in the hands of Xe. I mean, the players right now are playing off pretty low boost, and that's not really what you want to see here.
Yeah, this is not the kind of situation you want to be in if you're a Rhino.
Ooh.
What a save!
Oh
wow!
What a chance.
That's all you can say here.
There's no words for that. That's just two incredible saves from both players. The Flames have that win stolen from them on 0 seconds, and just we see overtime. Free Rocket League folks, your tickets don't cover the cost of overtime here, but XE looking to punish them, waste no time in overtime. Mechanical Wizard himself, the comeback for the Rhinos take game 4.
I'm sorry, but this was absolutely the Flames game. This was, both of the Rhinos were on 0 boost. They're on their back goal line. They're not even in their back third. The Flames are all over them. And somehow they pulled 2 excellent saves right on the net line. Right at the end of regulation. Kickoff goes their way. XE gets the pretty air dribble over the entire field, and the Flames just have the series win stolen from out from underneath them. And it was almost like the Flames were snuffed out there.
Yeah, and the Rhinos, that's a great job by XE, getting that goal quick in overtime. Yeah, it's nice to score at any point in overtime, but I've got to point that out. The Rhinos saw that chance from the Flames and were like, we got to score and get the heck out of here. These guys are looking to get that one back, and XE just said, hey, give me the ball. I'm just going to get it done now. Let's even the series, make it 2-2.
Absolutely, yeah. They took advantage of the momentum that they had. They took advantage, honestly, of the shock that the Flames must have been in. I mean, we were still so shocked that we just had no words for it on the stream. You got to imagine, what are Teku and Sulis thinking when that's happening? They're like, man, we absolutely were drilling those into the net. How did we come away from that not scoring at the end of regulation there? You absolutely have to capitalize on that sort of moment, that mental moment they're having there, and the Rhinos wasted no time.
Yeah, and like you said, on the opposite end of the table, you see the Rhinos make those 2 saves, and it's like, holy cow, we just barely survived. We get into overtime. We just got to take this chance. Like they say, this is our chance. We make these 2 saves. This is our chance to win this game and tie the series up. The Rhinos finally able to get something done as far as the offensive end of the pitch goes. That wasn't a knock on the Rhinos. The Flames have been playing very, very strong, and they took advantage of the weakness they had in the Flames with that missed chance there with the 0 seconds. But beginning of game 5, Nigel, this series is up in the air. We have a 2-2 tied series.
So we were trying to convince everybody, like, hey, even if the series, it gets won early, like, we're still going to play all 5. Here we are. Forget all that. This would be the same whether it was a best of 5 or we're playing the whole series. It's gone 2-2. The Flames won the first 2. The Rhinos have won the last 2. So logic would say that momentum favors the Rhinos, but the Flames have been so, like you were saying at the beginning of the series, they've been so consistent. They've made such excellent decisions the entire time, and they really have shown this incredible ability to put pressure on the Rhinos and to keep the Rhinos from executing the game plan that they want. So it's still anybody's series here. Sulis with a nice little flick over Velias. Oh, wow, what a touch.
Solis getting it done all himself there. XE, you saw the 50. It was just kind of a loose ball, nowhere to be found. You saw it looks like he was targeting Velias there, but it was just a bit short. Fell into the hands of Solis, and that's one thing the Flames have been doing again this entire series is punishing mistakes. Both teams have kind of struggled with it, but the Flames definitely have done the better job of it so far, and that's just the example of it. Solis, the beautiful solo play, the response off the kickoff, almost a save, but XE hits this ball just hard enough to find a goal.
This is what I have absolutely loved to see this entire series. Velias here, again, really opens up this play. Going for a demo on Teku, doesn't get the hit, but Teku has to jump away, can't make a play on the ball, leaves the shot open just enough for XE, and that's all it took to equalize them.
The Rhinos once again with the capitalization on a mistake there from the Flames. I wouldn't say it was an exact mistake, but it was more of a lack of positioning there from the Flames. That's a huge 50 chance. Can Solis get back? He won't. And actually credited with the goal once again. The Rhinos take a 2-goal scoring.
One goal lead. It's 2-1.
One goal lead. Yeah. I can't talk, man. Just take my spot.
So honestly, this one was just an excellent 50. XE got wide here and said, I'm sending this one through, and I don't care if you're in my way, Teku. Wow, what a touch from Velias. Not quite on, though. Gets a little bit of pressure. but unfortunately not able to get the touch all the way through now, and the Flames immediately on the counterattack. Sulis with a great pass. Teku is there. This pass is on Teku's hood. Teku almost doesn't have to move to shoot. I absolutely love this pass.
You saw actually trying to shadow defend that one, and Solis was like, hey, if you're going to shadow defend the net, I'm going to send this U.S. priority mail right to my teammate. Teku slotting that one home, ties this game.
God, I just love this series. It's just so much back and forth. We keep seeing great play from the Rhinos. Oh, they're getting physical now. They're not just going to show us their mechanics. Actually, with the flip reset, they're speaking of mechanics. Not quite able to make it over the defense. And then the Flames are like, hey, don't forget about me here. And now we're seeing a good battle in the midfield here, although it looks like the Flames are going to control this one so far. And with a good 50 in the corner there, Sulis trying to get his teammate set up there, but I think Teku had already made his read on the ball, and so the extra touch there threw him off.
I'd like to point out a small detail. We saw the Flames really make a mistake there. Holy cow, that was almost detrimental for the Rhinos. Valias just walking away, maybe a new change of pants, but definitely almost a goal for the Flames. But once again, we saw the Flames make a mistake there. We kind of saw Solis make a touch that was aimed right back towards his goal, and the Rhinos were really slow to get back to that rotation. You saw Exy there was kind of turning midfield, trying to just get a counterattack after the mistake from the Flames, and they were pretty slow to turn it around and get an offensive presence going. So that's one thing that's kind of been a characteristic so far is just kind of a slow counterattack for the Rhinos, but definitely they're still in this one without a doubt. XC puts a threatening shot. Solis able to stretch out and make save.
So I think it's interesting that you mentioned here a slow counterattack ability from the Rhinos. Is it really a slow counterattack for the Rhinos, or is it just that the Flames have been putting on such fast counterattacks this entire series that they look slow by comparison? Doesn't matter here, though, because Exy is able to just solo play and drill it home. 3-2 Rhinos.
Saw Exy playing so close to Solis that entire play, forcing him to make the worst possible touch he could have made, forcing him to be super, super awkward there on that backboard. And that's just a great job by Exy, forcing that out of the defense. That's one thing that we haven't seen much of from the Rhinos so far, is forcing the opponent into making mistakes. And the Rhinos definitely doing it when the time is necessary here in Game 5.
Oh, what a fake. Exy left his axles on the floor there, sorry.
Exy counterattack mounting there from the Rhinos. Valias, the controlled touch is going to fall into the hands of Teku. Teku plays that one out of the corner, but falls once again back into the hands of Exy. Solis with the counterattack is going to have a wide open chance. Misplay from Exy. Solis, perfect capitalization, and the Flames tie it up.
This is just a lack of vision here, or a loss of awareness of his teammate there. Valias had gone in and was really just putting the bumps onto Teku and trying to drive him through the net. Was absolutely not on rotation back there, and Exy not able to keep possession of it, hands it right to Sulis, and Sulis swats it down the field.
Once again, we're talking about this the entire series, is capitalizing on mistakes made by the opposition, and that's a great example of that. Now Solis off the side wall, Teku looking to punish this backboard, but that thing is going to fall about 30 feet short of the backboard into the hands of Valias. Now the Flames looking for one counterattack. Once again, we see those quick counterattacks like you mentioned just a second ago, Nigel, and Teku is going to have to shadow defend. Solis kind of loose ball there midfield, but the Flames are just looking to put as much pressure as possible here. It says it is a tie game with 60 seconds to go in Game 5.
I'm really loving to see the fake game coming out from Sulis. We saw another one there on the back, really on the backboard. Valias just says, I don't care whether you're going to try to fake me out of my own backboard. I'm just going to air dribble it over everybody right into the net. And I think Teku just gets caught on the post there, not able to mount a challenge there in time to keep the ball out of his own net. And the Rhinos go up 4-3 with less than a minute to go here in Game 5.
That's a great job by Valias, recognizing that there was no one challenging in midfield. He's going to make that touch as awkward as possible to save in the net. Unfortunately for him, Teku was caught up on the post just a little bit, and the Rhinos kind of back in the position that they're looking for here. A lead for them, definitely one thing they're going to want to carry for the rest of this game, is Valias is going to have an outward pass to Exy to punish the Flames for overcommitting in the corner, and Exy is going to give a 2-goal lead for the Rhinos.
We've been talking this whole series, and largely we've been talking about how the Flames have been punishing mistakes from the Rhinos. The Flames make one of their own here, and finally the Rhinos are able to capitalize on it. Exy took about 30 milliseconds to line that shot up.
And he definitely had as much time as he needed there. Just said, hey, we're trying to burn as much time as possible here. I'm going to take this one slow. And as I say slow, he just slotted it in the net. But Velias punishing the Flames, looking to put the nail in the coffin here, as that's an absolute beauty from Velias.
Yeah, this is just excellent, excellent play from Velias. This is that, fast, mechanical, kind of go crazy and monkey on the ball here play that we've been expecting to see the whole series from the Rhinos. And it looks to me, honestly, like the Flames have sort of recognized there's 20 seconds left. We're down 3. This one's basically a wrap.
Yeah, and that's the Flames. They started out so strong, 2-0 in the series, and dropping the last 3 to the Rhinos, who had been struggling pretty much this entire week as far as competitive play goes. That's a tough one to lose. This series was really in the hands of the Flames, but I can't really say that the entire series was. The series was very close until this 5th game, the last minute of the 5th game, but the Rhinos ultimately come out on top, mounting the comeback. The reverse sweep for the Rhinos, 3-2 win.
And I mean, really, really an impressive win. And honestly, I think this just shows an excellent mental presence from both the players on the Rhinos. Right? We talked about how really close this series was, even going into Game 3. It was really a matter of, half a car length here on shots, most of them hitting the crossbar through the first couple of games there. To stick around through that and to, stick to their plan, keep looking for ways to break down the Flames defense, which was excellent, especially throughout the first half of that series. But eventually they got found out, and the Rhinos adjusted. The Flames tried to counter-adjust, but were just unsuccessful. And ultimately, the Rhinos take the series in really spectacular fashion.
Yeah, the Rhinos kind of back on the right foot now, especially after their loss last night to the Flames. But congratulations to them once again. That's a huge series win, especially on a team as good as the Flames. The Flames, I have no doubt we're going to see them again, most likely in the playoffs for PL. As the Rhinos, once again, we will see them most likely as well in the playoffs. So these teams are definitely going to be meeting again later in the season, despite the fact that they literally will play again later in the season. But in the playoffs is what I'm speaking to. But yes, both these teams are very strong. Both these teams are very close in skill, and ultimately, once again, the Rhinos come out on top 3-2. This has been an absolute pleasure of a series for me to be a part of, and that will just about wrap it up for us. Pandy and Nigel, once again, thank you guys for coming out to the stream. It's been a pleasure. The Rhinos, once again, take it 3-2. Fantastic night of streaming, all 4 games. Wonderful ones for everyone to come out to. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We'll see you guys tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. EST, right here on this channel. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you tomorrow.